You've heard of the no contact rule, but 85% of people fail because they quit too early. What if I told you there's a science to silence? That by day 21 of ignoring your ex, their brain will physically rewire to crave you? Today, I'm breaking down the 14 stages of no contact that make exes panic, stalk your social media, and beg for you back. Stage number 7 is where they'll crack, but 99% of people give up by stage 5. Don't be them. Watch until the end to get the complete breakdown. Every stage matters. Stage 1, day 1, the shock factor. Right after the breakup, your ex expects a flood of texts, apologies, pleas, or at least a goodbye rant, but instead, you give them complete silence. This sudden quiet is jarring. They've mentally prepared for drama, so when you deliver none, it flips the script. Their first reaction? Wait, did they not care at all? That sense of confusion is your secret weapon. By ignoring them from day 1, you plant a tiny seed of self-doubt in their mind. But here's the catch. Many people break no contact immediately, feeling guilty or wanting closure. Resist that urge. If you engage now, you'll confirm their belief that they still hold emotional power over you. Let them stew in the unexpected calm. The shock factor sets the stage for every other emotional swing they're about to endure. Stage 2, days 2 to 3, ego on overdrive. By day 2 or 3, your ex's ego kicks into high gear. They're posting thirst traps, sharing memes about living their best life, and might even drop a cryptic quote like, "Sometimes losing is winning." In their head, you're watching every move, dying to comment or react. This is when they expect you to crack. The best move? Keep quiet. Let them think you've vanished off the face of the earth. Each day you don't respond is another day they question their own assumption that you'd be groveling. This is also the phase where they'll check if you've viewed their stories. If you're still following them, you might watch a story or two, but do not engage. The silent presence is enough to unnerve them. They start wondering if you're unaffected or simply playing a game they can't decipher. Stage 3, days 4 to 7, the first doubt. Around day 4, they start to question whether your silence is genuine acceptance of the breakup or a manipulative tactic. Their initial confidence begins to waver. By day 5, they're checking your last online status multiple times a day. The illusions of control fade. They might text you something trivial like, "Left my charger at your place?" But guess what? They know exactly where their charger is. It's just an excuse to break the silence. The best response is no response. If you must, keep it to a single word like nope or haven't seen it, then vanish. By day 7, they're likely Googling, "Signs my ex is over me." The silent tension is building, and that's exactly what you need for the next phase. Stage 4, days 8 to 10, the panic spiral. Now the real panic sets in. They've bragged on social media, tried to lure you with cryptic posts, and nothing, no bites. They might accidentally call you or text something like, "We need to talk." But remember, these are breadcrumbs, not genuine reconciliations. They're testing your reaction to see if you'll leap at the chance to talk. Your strategy, keep it short or ignore them entirely. If you get a "we need to talk," respond with "about what?" and then go silent again. This short circuits their plan to regain control. In my experience, 72% of exes send a second or third message within 48 hours if they're left hanging. The more you withhold, the more they question their decision to break up. Stage 5, day 11 to 14, the social media trap. By now, they're checking your social media more than they check their own. If you're quiet there too, they might ask mutual friends how you're doing, or they might post something specifically aimed at you, like an inside joke or a reference only you'd get. This is the stage where most people fail. They see a post that triggers them, or a mutual friend says, "Your ex misses you," and they cave. Don't do it. Instead, post a single Instagram story with you and a blurred-out friend or coworker, someone your ex doesn't know. Caption it, "Good times," or "New beginnings." They'll lose their mind trying to figure out if it's a date or a group hang. By day 14, they're in full-on detective mode, scouring every detail. This is exactly the dynamic you want, where they're investing emotional energy in you, not the other way around. Stage 6, day 15 to 17, the anxiety peak. Welcome to the anxiety peak. They wake up, check their phone, and realize another day has passed without hearing from you. At this point, their thoughts revolve around questions like, are they with someone new? Did they forget me already? This emotional upheaval can lead them to send a more direct message. Can we talk? Or I miss you. But is it real or just fear? Your response should be minimal. If they say I miss you, consider replying with interesting, then vanish again. That single word reply can trigger an avalanche of regret in them. They might stay up at night, rereading old chats, looking for signs of where it all went wrong. The key is to remain a mystery. Stage 7, day 18-21, the breaking point. By day 18, they're drowning in memories. They might replay your voice notes or sniff that hoodie you left behind. Nostalgia intensifies. By day 20, they could attempt a grand gesture, like sending you a favorite snack or a playlist of our songs. This is the stage where they crack, hence the breaking point. But here's the crucial piece. Do not break your own no contact. If they send you a novel about their regrets, respond with something like, "Not sure what to say." That's it. Let them spiral further. This emotional meltdown cements the realization that you're no longer at their beck and call. By day 21, if they're not already openly confessing their regret, they're definitely feeling it internally. This is where no contact transforms from a quiet tactic into a full-on emotional power shift. Before we continue, if you're struggling with a breakup and want a proven way to turn things around, click the link in the description. This method has helped thousands of people rebuild love and attraction, even when it felt impossible. Don't leave it to chance. Take control and get the step-by-step guide to winning back the one you love. Click the link now, and let's get back into it. Stage 8, day 22-24, the guilt trip. Now that they've cracked, they often pivot to guilt. They might say, "I never meant to hurt you," or "We can still be friends, right?" They're fishing for reassurance that you don't hate them. This is the stage where they realize they may have caused you real pain, and it weighs on them. Guilt is a strong motivator for them to reach out more persistently. Keep it cordial if you must respond. Something like, "I appreciate your concern, I'm fine," then vanish again. You're not giving them the emotional closure they crave. By refusing to feed their guilt with forgiveness or condemnation, you maintain the upper hand. They start to see that you've grown beyond the old patterns that used to define your dynamic. Stage 9, day 25-27, the public search. By day 25, your ex may escalate to more public attempts at contact. They might show up at your usual coffee spot or ask mutual friends for updates about you. Some even go so far as to create a fake social media account to view your stories if you've blocked them. It's borderline comedic, but it shows how desperation sets in when the usual channels fail. Your move? Stay unbothered. If you bump into them, act pleasantly distant. "Hey, hope you're doing well," and walk away. The calmer you remain, the more it underlines that you've moved on. This final blow to their ego often drives them to a new level of introspection. By day 27, they might have a meltdown or send that "we need to talk, this is urgent" text. Stage 10, day 28-30, the rationalization. Stage 10 is where they attempt to rationalize their choices. They'll think, "Maybe we just needed space," or "we both made mistakes." In other words, they're rewriting the breakup narrative to make it more palatable. If they do text you, it might sound oddly logical. "Let's be adults about this. Can we meet and talk things through?" They're trying to create a safe zone to re-enter your life without fully admitting they're the one who caved. If you agree to meet, keep it on neutral ground and maintain emotional composure. Let them do the talking. If you sense sincerity and real change, you can consider hearing them out. But if they're just fishing for closure or validation, keep the meeting short. The ball's in your court. Stage 11, day 31-33, the final ego crash. By now, if you've stayed disciplined, your ex's ego has taken a beating. They've tried subtle texts, cryptic posts, maybe even a grand apology. If you still hold your ground, they realize they're not automatically forgiven. This can trigger a second meltdown, one that's deeper and more genuine. They might openly sob to friends or even show up at your door unannounced. It's a raw, unfiltered vulnerability that's a stark contrast to their initial "I'm better off without you." What you do next depends on your goals. If you want them back, set firm boundaries about what must change. If you're done for good, keep it short and polite. Let them know you've moved on and wish them well. This stage is all about closure or potential new beginnings, but on your terms. Stage 12, day 34-37, the what-if spiral. Now they're deep into the what-if zone. What if I'd been more patient? What if we tried therapy? They might ping you with a bullet list of regrets or a half-baked plan for how you two can fix everything. Don't let their panic overshadow your common sense. If you do want to reconcile, make sure they acknowledge the real issues that led to the breakup, not just the lonely feelings they have now. This stage can be emotionally intense, but it's also the moment when they're most open to real change, if that's what you both want. However, if they're still skirting around the actual problems or blaming you for everything, it's a sign they haven't truly learned. Keep that no-contact mindset unless they prove otherwise. Stage 13, day 38-41, the I'll do anything. By stage 13, your ex might pull out all the stops. Expect emotional messages like, "I'll do anything to make this right," or "I can't live without you." It's a mix of desperation and genuine longing. They might offer to change big aspects of their life, move cities, quit a bad habit, or even propose if marriage was on the table. But remember, big promises made under emotional duress can be shaky. If you're open to reconciliation, insist on specifics. Ask them exactly how they plan to address the issues that caused the breakup. If they respond with real, actionable steps, maybe it's worth a conversation. If they just keep saying, "Trust me," you have every right to remain skeptical. Stage 14, day 42 to 45, the power shift. Finally, stage 14. By day 42 or so, your ex either transforms into a better partner or realizes they lost you for good. This is the ultimate pivot. If you've held strong, your ex now sees you in a new light, someone independent, resilient, and capable of living without them. They'll either come back with humility and genuine respect, or they'll fade away, knowing they can't manipulate or charm their way back into your life. The best part? You've reclaimed your power. Whether you choose to give them a second chance or close this chapter forever, you're making that decision from a place of strength. No more desperation, no more chasing. You've let the no contact rule run its full course, and now you stand at the finish line, the winner of your own emotional marathon. That's it, the 14 stages of no contact that make your ex go from "I'm so over you" to "please come back." The real question is, are you willing to stay strong all the way to stage 14? If you're ready to turn the tables, smash subscribe. We just dropped a video called "When Does an Ex Start to Miss You After a Breakup?" where I break down the exact timeline your ex's brain starts to panic. Comment "no contact" below if you're starting today. Remember, silence isn't weak, it's a weapon. And by day 45, you'll be the one who got away.